For if I could give you something like this, every time you give it a little rub, you'll think of me.
I'll think, Henry. Henry Agg, thank you so much for coming to the garden.
Pleasure.
So many things to talk to you about. I love your approach to gardening because you're about making it accessible.
Yes.
And I really like that too. That it's something that everybody should have a go at doing in whatever capacity they can.
Well, I think so. I think gardening, garden design, landscaping has often been made to feel quite elitist and quite out of reach.
This is what I have often thought. It's like, and they have fancy names and people start bringing in Latin words. And I think it's just sticking something in mud, isn't it?
Fundamentally, yeah. And it's like with landscaping as well. It's you know, concrete this, cement that, but actually it's really easy. You know, you just mix sand, water, and a bit of cement. You make a mixture, and you start laying bricks, and it's as easy as that.
Got St Paul's Cathedral. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know why that was the place I leapt to, but
it's true.
That's my problem. I'm too grand. Aspirations all the time. But your story into gardening, I think, is very exciting because you spent a long time in the corporate world.
Yes.
You worked, what was it, in the city?
So I was doing executive recruitment for a big IT company.
Oh, I say, that sounds...
So hiring executives for big, bold positions. And
were they thrilling to talk to?
well, yes and no. Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting job. It was I'd say it was a very exposed job because you know you're working at a very senior level in a big company, but I just felt there's too much pressure.
Right.
Too much pressure. I did it for about 10 or 15 years. But
that's a long time though to exist in a space, I was going to say, we're not American,
in a space,
doing a job that you didn't like.
Yeah. I only started to dislike it, I would say, towards the last 3-4 years.
Okay.
And I think that changed when my passion for gardening just started to come out.
Right,
And then what I found is I had this little side passion where I was tending my garden and growing this sort of Instagram thing. And then, like all things, when you have a side hustle, you try and sort of balance it and give them both the same amount of energy.
Yes.
But then naturally, the one I'm passionate about started to go more like this,
Yeah.
and the pendulum swung.
Yeah.
And then that's where I just started to hate my job.
Right, but it's
I was
funny.
like, I must leave.
But don't you think it's strange as well how like the subconscious sort of has a way of like communicating with us, even if we might ignore it, be like, no, I should stick with the sensible job.
Yeah.
It will just be like, you want to do this, you really want to do this, and you do the other thing.
I know. It was like the little devil on my shoulder. It was like,
but was it an angel?
Yeah, it was a little angel, probably. But it was good for me. I needed to get out of that environment and nature came calling. Really.
I like that. Yeah. Nature calls.
Nature calls.
But it's very. That's been very much my experience of gardening. Is something that I sort of casually liked, and then the more I do, the more I feel kind of immersed in it. And now, particularly at this time of the year, as we say, it's very luscious time of the year, isn't it? It feels like, for me, I just want to be there all the time.
How long have you been into your gardening?
About 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Since moving here?
Since moving to this house, this was my first house.
Yeah.
And it had a garden. I was like, oh, that's quite nice. And then as time went on, it just sort of became more of a, I don't know, something that I wanted to add to. When I moved in, it was very clean and sort of easy to maintain with hydrangeas and grass. That was sort of it. But then we've added bells and whistles.
So did you put the borders in? Like, was the overall shape and design there, and you just added to it, or have you?
Well, we've sort of enhanced it as we've gone along.
Yeah, nice.
So it was all square borders.
Oh, okay.
And all uniform at the edge.
Yeah.
So cutting in like this and putting the arch, and then I bought that ridiculous urn, and
it's a lovely urn.
And then
it's a statement, isn't it?
It's a statement.
Look at me and don't look at anything else.
It very much reflects me.
Yeah.
And things like the meadow turf and stuff like that, just sort of fun things we've added as we go along.
Yeah.
Which have been really fun because I think with the garden, it's not like changing a home. It's not like building an extension or a loft conversion. It's not as permanent as that. If you don't like it, you can just easily move it.
That's the beauty, isn't it? You can tweak, you can play, you can add, you can evolve.
Yes.
And you can just, if you don't like it, just rip it all up and start again.
And they don't have feelings. Plants don't have feelings.
Well, no, they don't.
Which we assume anyway.
Yeah.
They've never told us otherwise.
So you don't talk to your plants?
Well, I always think I should talk to my plants. I know, like, King Charles famously did talk to the plants and everybody mocked him, but actually, it seems like that's
coming back, isn't it?
That was right all along. I think I don't talk to them. Do you talk to yours?
No, I mean, no. No, I give them a gentle caress as I walk past, but I don't talk to them, no.
Do they like that? Is that supposed to be good for them? Just
Yeah, I think, especially with grasses, there's something about touching grasses.
Yeah, why do we do that? Like a sort of...
It's very tactile,
Yeah.
isn't it? You sort of, it's a sensory piece, isn't it? I always put sensory, like textural plants near the edges of borders, because then as I'm walking past, I like to give them a little...
Oh, yeah, nice. And they say things like lavender and thyme can have a very, obviously, sensory...
Yeah, anything that you want to sort of rub, touch, put close to the edge of a border, and then you sort of encourage to engage with the plant.
What a lovely idea. Well, you've brought me this beautiful pelargonium, and I love pelargoniums. I think they're sort of, they are underloved or underknown about.
They are underloved. I mean, everyone goes for the classic, don't they? They get to summer and then they buy their pelargoniums and they're just injecting a little bit of colour to a space. But actually, I like a scented pelargonium.
Me too. I'm obsessed with them. So I'm very grateful that you brought me this lovely one because, again, rub the leaf, give it a sniff, and it's got a lovely, it's sort of a herbaceous-y, sort of slight sweetness to it, but it's kind of herby and earthy. That's what I love about it.
And in a very satire way, I thought, if I could give you something like this, every time you give it a little rub, you'll think of me.
I'll think, Henry... Gosh, I'm
obviously in a satire way. Obviously.
It's a lovely thought.
Yes.
I shall rub it often and think of you.
Shall I put it away?
No, I was going to just say what a lovely strong pelargonium it is, because they can be a little bit what's the word? Kind of wiry.
Yes.
But this one you've gone for.
I've
got
got
a robust one.
Absolutely no colour, pure foliage.
Yeah.
And but it is budding up, so you'll get a strong display.
I find that they I suppose they're in the same family as geraniums.
Yes,
I guess is that
pelargonium? Yes. Yeah. I should know that.
No,
but I'm
I don't
questioning
know.
that.
Someone out there will be like, no, they're not actually.
Yeah.
They're
I mean, hardy geraniums and pelargoniums are separate, but
they're quite fine. But they seem to go in similar sort of pots.
I'm going to say yes.
But the eums, but I feel like pelargoniums aren't as well embraced. People don't sort of think of a pelargonium as much as they might a geranium. Maybe we should change this.
True. Yeah, it's because they need a little bit more love.
They do seem quite sensitive like that.
Yeah, whereas you get a hardy geranium like Roseanne and you can put her out on your border. And
she'll fucking love it wherever she is. Yeah,
she's a worker.
She loves it, doesn't she? Just in the sun all the time.
Yeah, whereas these ones just kind of go, take me indoors in the winter.
Yes, you have to take them indoors.
With my dahlias.
The dahlias, and yes, people would have to dig up the tubers. But these, I always like the idea though, because I'm very much aspiring to be a posh person.
Yes,
and all the Instagram accounts I follow of posh people, they always have like a pelargonium in the winter in some beautiful old pot that's just sort of in the middle of their drawing room on top of a copy of World of Interiors or something. Yeah. And I think, that's a bit of me, that is.
And now you've got it.
And now I can live out that dream. And think of you, of course, Henry, as I rub my pelargonium.
Yeah, as you rub. Well, I don't like to come to a house empty-handed, so I thought, you know what,
thoughtful of
the very least I can do is give you a plant.
Oh, and you brought a little ant with you as well.
Yeah, well, I bought a few sort of invasive species as well, just to sort of linger.
Did you? Oh, I noticed you doing sowing the Japanese knotweed over there.
Yeah, if you don't like a neighbour, just give them a bit of bamboo. And
plant it in
their garden. Yeah.
My friend had it. She had to inject. Did you get someone around to inject it or something?
Yeah, there's a whole bamboo treatment, isn't there, that goes on years.
Don't get it, is my advice. No. I mean, even mint I won't put out.
No, mint's a nightmare as well.
Yeah, I've got that in a pot, and that's all it's allowed. But it is handy when you're making a mojito.
Yes, it is.
But I think, though, that's lovely. And I think I'll need to put it in a big pot, no?
No, a medium-sized pot will do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll just grow within that, then just give it a good feed, keep it well fed over summer, and then also in the winter as well. When you bring it indoors, just make sure you continue to give it a good soak.
Because sometimes this is the thing, right? One thing I love in your book, I mean, we'll talk in depth about your book, but there's often a lot of terminology bandied around. For example, if you look it up, they'll say, "Oh, you must give your pelargoniums a high nitrate, potassium, potash." And then you go into the garden centre, nothing is labelled as such.
No.
It's just the big brands are there.
Yeah.
But so what sort of feed would you give this?
It's a tomato feed.
Tomato feed.
Yeah.
Great.
Just
That's
a
what I need to
tomato
know.
feed or a seaweed or something
Seaweed.
like that.
Everybody loves
Yeah.
seaweed, don't they?
Yeah, seaweed's the thing.
Why is that?
It's just highly nutritious.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
What, and so they get the seaweed out of the sea?
And then they'll just like condense it and dilute it and
Nutribullet.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Pretty much. I mean, you could Nutribullet it, I suppose.
It's that sort of stuff I always hate whenever I go in the sea. So I avoid the seaweed, but because I always think I don't know what's in there.
I'll tell you a story, actually. I once went down to, when we lived in Cornwall, I think I was explaining this to you earlier.
mentioned, yeah.
And I went down to the coast and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some seaweed.
Oh,
and I'm going to dry it out and I'm going to cook it.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Because you can. And anyway, I went, collected my seaweed, got home, and I went to cook it. And it was in a frying pan, and all these little sea creatures were just cooking
no! Oh,
in
no!
there, like little crustaceans and
Oh,
things.
no.
I was like, oh,
How delicious.
no.
You made yourself a
a
bisque.
That's a high-protein meal.
Yeah,
I'll have some of that.
Oh, nice.
Needless to say, I threw it away, but I think there's
You
definitely
made
a process.
yourself a lovely bouillabaisse.
It was very creative, but I think there's a process for collecting and harvesting seaweed. And anyway,
Somebody obviously does it in some fancy way.
Yeah,
But good for you for trying to do that.
I tried.
You mentioned to me before we started recording how you grew up in Kent and then in
Yeah.
Cornwall.
Yeah.
And so you must have been spending a lot of time outdoors.
We did. I mean, growing up as a family, we spent a lot of times outdoors. My dad was a very keen gardener.
Oh, right.
So everywhere we lived, he had a lovely garden. So we were quite privileged in that sense growing up, to have nice spaces to run around and obliterate as kids. But so naturally, I mean, we did. I mean, it was before the iPhones and phones and technologies. So, and I'm one of
so fondly now.
Yeah, I'm one of 5 children.
Oh, really?
So I have 3 older brothers.
Oh, wow.
And 1 younger sister. So we just played, and that's all we did. Go out, climb trees, and do things that kids used to do. But
now they're just in a gaming chair.
Now they just don't talk.
Not talking
and
to
they
each
do
other.
this.
Yeah, and we're all becoming so hunched.
I know.
I mean, we talk about kids doing it. I think hear that click? That was my shock.
You need to see what is it, a chiropractor?
I never know, chiropractor or the orthodontist. No, what's it called?
Orthodontist.
What's it
Actually,
called?
good. It's not a nut.
But apparently I clench my jaw as well. Anyway, that's another thing. But
chiropractor what is an orthodontist?
Don't they do braces?
Yes.
Apparently I clench my jaw at night and then I've got to go and get a gum shield to sleep in.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, I'm trying to get to sleep.
Well, you don't want to grind your teeth down, do you?
I'm grinding them away. There's barely anything left there.
You have to go turkey and get yourself some turkey
Get
teeth.
some new ones.
So don't do the gum shield. Grind them down and just
get yourself some new set. I'll come back.
Get a turkey.
Get a turkey. She's got a turkey. So, but what? Where do we go? What is the
We're
other
talking
one?
about the outdoors, weren't we?
The outdoors. So what I always ask my guests, what's your earliest memory of being in a garden?
My earliest memory of being in a garden is, well, I don't really know. I mean, I've got loads of memories of being in a garden, but I think probably my realization for how magical and how precious plants were came from when I kicked my first football into my dad's herbaceous border. And he quickly gave me a little bit of a bash. Well, like, don't do that again. And then
that taught you.
And that's when I realised plants were sacred.
Oh, fine. Well, this is one way to learn.
So
So
we
that was the age we grew up in, wasn't
quite
it?
a physical upbringing.
Physical, playing outside at different times. No
So
phones.
naturally, I had this weird affiliation with plants growing up. But then when we had our own space, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And if my kids start kicking footballs in, muscle memory will come back.
Lovely. Thought. Because I know as well, one of the really brilliant things that you have talked about is how gardening has been a benefit mentally for your mental health. And I've found that I got into gardening a bit when my dad died, because it was sort of a way of kind of reflecting. So I think when somebody dies, it's sometimes like, well, you get a week to cry, and then surely you're over it now. Whereas
Which
actually
isn't the case,
isn't the case. And I think, Alf always says to me, everything's okay for you when you're in the garden. Go in the garden. Maybe he's just trying to get me out of the house. But I think that the mental health benefits are enormous in gardening. I mean, what was your experience there?
When I when I had a mental breakdown probably about 2 or 3 years ago now, and my first point of call when everything was getting way too much was to go to the garden.
Really, yeah.
And because I didn't want to do anything at that point, I was very depressed, very anxious, bedbound, and I didn't really see a way out of the situation. But I knew just by doing something task-based, something with nature, it would kind of help me a little bit. So I went straight out into the garden, and I remember having a really unruly border that was just overgrown, weeds everywhere, and I just started to weed it one bit at a time, get my hands in the soil. And I did about 5 to 10 minutes one day, and then I slowly built that up. And it was just amazing how quickly, when you start to see reward and you start to see accomplishments from your work, and you get your hands in the soil, I don't know, there's just something about it that you just sort of go, well, there are bigger things in the world, aren't there, to worry about and to stress about. And it just kind of that was my kind of initial, I would say, stage of recovery, being in the garden.
Extraordinary, though. I don't doubt it, though, because I think that, exactly as you say, that small incremental, just affecting something in a small way, I think is what a garden makes you do.
And you sort of toss around, don't you? I don't know about you, but I go to the garden, I have one job in mind, and then I skip to the next.
Exactly.
I skip to the next. And I think that's the beauty about it. You sort of go out with an idea, but then you get distracted very quickly.
Yes, absolutely.
You see something in nature, or you see something's not quite working out or whatever. So that's what I like about it. You just sort of lose track of time.
It's a brilliant way to lose, ages, and of course it's physical as well, which I think is always good for us. I find there's a lot of sorting as well, which I think is probably good.
Yeah, sorting.
Sort of kind of organising or moving or kind of...
And decluttering.
Yeah, you don't want a cluttered garden, particularly.
And clear the mind.
I think it's very brilliant that you talk about it so openly, because I think that will offer a lot of inspiration to people. I think that it's underestimated, actually, the benefits.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, any time if I need to clear my head, and it doesn't need to be gardening, but I think something nature based.
Interesting.
So like a walk in the woods or something like that. I always find it's just instant sort of clearing of the mind, just moving your body and doing something. I mean, gardening's perfect because you're moving your body in nature and you're doing something outside. But I mean, I also like to go to the gym and do things like that. So I think it is definitely underrated.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and not cool as well. That's the thing. Growing up, everyone's sort of, gardening's an old person's game.
Yeah.
So naturally, growing up, you don't think of gardening as from a well-being perspective, do you? You think of it as a old lady or an old man's, thing they do.
Yeah.
Tending to their petunias.
For sure.
But actually, tending to my petunias helped me out.
Well, I do wonder as well. I know you're a bit younger than me, but my grandmother, her partner Ron, he had a beautiful garden, and he had served in the Second World War, and it does actually make me think, when I reflect on that, he had a greenhouse that always had lovely tomato. The smell of tomatoes always reminds me of him, and beautiful petunias and hanging baskets and things. And perhaps, I don't know, but perhaps that was part of his kind of, not that it has to be connected to the Second World War, but perhaps it was a therapy of some sort to him.
Probably.
For an era of people who really didn't access that.
Definitely. Think of everyone that came out of that war with all of their battle scars and PTSD and everything. Yeah. I mean, tending a garden is one way to distract the mind and move forward, isn't it? That's what I love about it. It's very forward-looking.
For sure.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It's not you don't dwell on the past.
Yeah.
You might actually look back at last summer and think, wow, my word, my border was terrible. But you move on, don't you?
Yes.
It's very aspirational, very hopeful.
People say it's planting a garden is an act of hope. It's always an investment in the future. I think that's true.
Is it Audrey Hepburn? Was her quote? Was it to plant a garden is to be, I'm going to get that. I'm going to butcher that terribly.
I like that.
Plant it. I'm going to make my own up now. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow.
That's lovely.
I don't know whether that's actually correct.
Well, I think Audrey Hepburn, she said a lot of things. I mean, she lived a long life.
It's a good quote, though, isn't it?
Yeah, why not? Might get it framed. People love to do that with Audrey Hepburn, don't they? That picture of
You're
her.
right, Audrey Hepburn. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Be like, no, that's
Hitler said that. I don't know. No, I don't think Hitler said that.
that took a terrible turn. That took a terrible turn.
God, Henry Agg was quoting Hitler on a podcast the other.
You went from the war. I can see how the natural progression.
Yeah. No,
war
I'm
to
being
Hitler.
blunt. I shouldn't be so facetious.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This episode is brought to you by My Garden Escape at QVC. The second the weather improves, I become convinced I'm the sort of person who spends all summer reclining outdoors and hosting impossibly chic alfresco lunches. And thanks to My Garden Escape at QVC, I'm getting closer to living that fantasy. They very kindly sent me a gorgeous Garden Stories Studio 70 reclining lounger, a fabulous terracotta fringed parasol, and a beautiful indoor-outdoor rug, and I can't wait to put them to good use. I also really love this Richard Jackson's Premium Easy Compost. It comes in this compact little box. You just add water, and it makes up to 80 litres of peat-free compost. It's brilliant. My Garden Escape at QVC is like having your own virtual garden centre at your fingertips. There's everything from stylish furniture and solar lighting to big-name brands like Ninja and Le Creuset. Search My Garden Escape at qvcuk.com to discover more and use code POTTER for £10 off your first order. That's code POTTER. Minimum spends and terms on the QVC website. I want to talk about your beautiful book, The Weekend Gardener. Plan, build, plant, and maintain your dream garden in your spare time. What I think is extraordinary about it and very special is the way you break down any kind of point of access. You know, you kind of encourage anybody to have a go.
Yeah.
And you really, what is the word? I say dismember. No, what's the deconstruct?
Deconstruct. Yeah.
Some of the terminology.
Yeah.
That I think can act as a barrier.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to just call a spade, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
literally.
like, plant that plant there, and don't get too fancy with Latin names and stuff. But it's I think with design specifically, there's so many garden design books.
Yes, a lot.
And it there's every other month it seems to be a release of a new garden design book, and sometimes it is just really complicated. But actually, garden design is all about. I mean, I'll go for it. Garden design is just all about playing with shapes. So if you're slightly arty or slightly creative, and you have a garden like this, and you want to break it up, you'll start by zoning it, and then you'll just play around with squares and rectangles and triangles, and you'll start to colour what's planting in and what could be a terrace or a patio. And it's really not as complicated as design books make out. I mean, obviously there are best practices and things you should consider. But I just wanted to create a book where people go, actually, that's I could give design a go. I could give building a garden a go.
Yeah.
Planting, fine. And it's designed, it's written in that way so that people have the confidence to go out and do it. Because it's also very rewarding. I mean, if you design your own space and you actually build certain features, there may be things that you go, actually, I'll just get a skilled landscaper or a brickie in to do it. But I think when you then step out into your garden after doing something yourself, you have that much more respect and satisfaction.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love your bit where you talk about the PE teacher's garden.
The PE teacher approach.
The PE teacher approach. And I thought, what does that mean? And I read it, and it's great because it's talking about you can just use some cones, a bit of string, and sort of map out your own it's founder's field.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I took that because a client of mine once, so I gave her the design. It was a very elaborate design, and as designers do, they do all of the sort of scaled plans, master plans, everything labeled.
Oh, yeah,
and then
they love all that.
I sent it to them. I did the whole sort of client brief and the vision and the mood board, and they took it and they went, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get some cones and I'm just going to mark out those areas
What a good idea.
in the garden. And I was like, actually, that's good, because you can see something to scale on a piece of paper, but actually then visualizing it with cones
Yes.
and marking out a space is that much more sort of...
Brings it to life.
Yeah,
and it feels more playful and fun, I
Yeah.
think, as well. There's something about spending a lot of time in the academia of it, as
Yeah.
it were. It can feel kind of like, well, and actually the reality of your space is that you might not necessarily want to have, I don't know, a massive tree in one place.
You
Tree
might
belt.
not. But yeah, so the PE teacher approach is just marking out spaces with cones and just getting a feel for how you could live in it, turn in it, have a
Walk
table
around
and chairs in it, those types of things.
And those things as well, of course, you know, you don't, sometimes at like big garden shows, they will have like a social area incorporated. But a lot of the time they don't. I think, well, you're just going to walk through that then, so you won't stay with it. You won't.
No rest places. Or anything
You want to sort of sit for a moment and enjoy it, surely.
Yeah.
But look, we see you here with a cement mixer. You know, you really get your hands dirty, Henry.
I know.
Not afraid.
Yeah. But, I mean, I actually do what's in the book.
Yeah. No, I love it. And you also talk about things like soil types and pH levels, and because a lot of the time we're like, well, what soil type have you got? Yeah. And you give a really easy, straightforward way of testing, which I think is great, just to pick up a bit and roll it in your hands and see what the 4 different textures are. I
think it's just, some of it is, I would describe the book as just being very practical. Yeah. So when we moved into our first garden, I self-taught myself how to do all of the landscaping.
Wow.
Everything, because we had quotes from landscapers, and we wanted a basic patio, some steps, a lawn, and some planting. And the quotes were coming in at like 20, 30 grand. It was a very small space.
Right.
At the time, we just stretched ourselves to get our first house. So we're like,
sure, of course. You've got a family,
can't afford that.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to do loads of research into it and thought, how hard can it be?
Yeah.
And so the book is written as if it was me going back sort of 8 to 10 years ago.
And what would you tell yourself?
And condensing all of the information I learned from like YouTube and other books.
Right.
And also all of the practical things I picked up along the way, so that, you know, me 8 years ago would pick up one book and go, that is my manual now to start from scratch and build a garden. So it's like little things like knowing that you should have space on your front driveway, or where you're going to sort of get goods delivered, things like that, so that you've got good logistics throughout the build of a garden. I think, you know, getting quotes from 3 suppliers, you know, little things like that help you save cost.
I think it's so inspiring because aeroplane.
Yeah, no. Probably going somewhere hot.
Probably going somewhere. Well, I can't imagine where they'd be going. Much nicer here, surely. But I love that because there are certain garden books I've read which are very much about very wealthy people. Yeah. And they kind of course, like, yes, we had our orangery. And you're like, most people can't do that. Or there's a lot of talk about mulch the orchard. It's like, what do you, like, or even having a wheelbarrow, I realised, is quite a decadent thing because most people don't have a big enough space to warrant a wheelbarrow.
Actually, you probably have do you have a wheelbarrow?
No, don't even bother. Just use our bare hands.
Bare hands and a trug.
And maybe my little Sussex trug. Just pop it in there and waltz over to wherever I need to be. You know?
Actually, you probably don't need a wheelbarrow.
Don't need a wheelbarrow.
Actually, what is your access like then for the garden?
None.
So everything you do has to be through the house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
TTH. So it's kind of...
TTH?
TTH, yeah.
Actually, I'm going to use that.
You can have that for your next book.
That's good.
Through the house.
There's a whole chapter on TTH.
TTH by TTA. You can have that. But yeah, we're through the house, so you can't really do an awful lot.
So you had to be very self-sufficient.
Well, a lot of it, as I say, was done before we came here, but yeah, adding in bits. But we got people, we had help.
Yeah.
But we're not as practical as you. But maybe we'd feel more, we like...
What about a composter?
I've thought about a composter, and there is space for one actually up this end, I suppose. Do you recommend?
Well, I just think if you're trying to be, in my previous garden where I had no access, one of the first things I did is I did have the space for it, but I did build 3 massive compost bays.
Okay.
Because one, I had no access, but 2, I had. This is the garden I'm referring to. Oh. So that's in Brighton, but it was on a big slope, and actually you had to go up 26 stairs to get to the second level of the garden. Oh. It sounds very grandesque, but we had kind of a lower courtyard garden, then you got this massive flight of stairs to what is that garden. So it's very exposed because there wasn't very much between us and the Brighton shoreline. But that sounds nice.
That's lovely. That sounds
I
wonderful.
feel like you're rubbing off for me a little bit.
Yes, well, you can have that. Yes, that's very evocative.
So
26 steps though.
26 steps.
Fuck that.
So basically, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I built the compost bays because I didn't want to lug
bags of compost up
all the way up the steps.
Good for you.
There was actually a video of me creating a ramp up the steps and trying to do it, and I did it once, and I was like, no, never again.
Yeah.
So I think if you're going through the house, or if you have access challenges,
just do it out there.
Yeah, just apply, like adopting methods, whether it's like making your own compost or something I like to call chop and drop, which I talk about in the book.
Oh,
which
chop and
is
drop.
A way to mulch your borders, but using all of the plant matter that you have.
Oh, really?
So you sort of chop everything down into increments and let it fall on the floor and mulch naturally into the soil. It's not as nice. I mean, you don't look at lovely mulched beds and borders like this because you see all the plant matter decomposing and rotting.
But that's life, isn't it? It's a bit real. Because people talk about no dig, or that one where you put down a cardboard box. Is that no dig?
That one is, yeah. No where you don't disrupt the soil beneath, but you just lay down cardboard and then mulch on top of it. Yeah.
Seems weird to me.
It is. It is weird, but
people love it though.
If people
love it. They'll be angry. I've said it's weird.
Their worms and their soil structure.
It's all worms, isn't it? And do it with the moon. Something about the moon.
I don't know about the moon.
Do it by moonlight or something.
Do it by moon. That sounds very cult based.
Yes, and
the no dig cult come out at moonlight.
You go to that big house in the countryside and you drink the Kool-Aid, and it's great. But no, it's. I love things like this though. That you're explaining all this stuff in a way that doesn't feel like it's so clear.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the projects as well in the book are very step by step. Very easy. There's not much jargon with it. It's just kind of do this and you'll end up with this. And actually what I've loved most is people have sent me like pictures of the pergolas they built from the book.
Oh, brilliant. Yes.
And they've done it better, which is a little bit There's a guy called Mark who sent me a picture of a lovely pergola.
Back at Mark, yes.
Yeah, and he'd done a lovely bigger version of mine, but you could see it was the same process.
Bitch, Mark.
I know. Yeah. I thought, Mark, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You, Mark.
Go away, Mark. Anyway, it's quite rewarding though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Mark loves it. Yeah.
Mark got the better of me.
I'm trying to find the pergola chapter. Oh look, you look quite happy in your pergola there.
Yeah, there's me in my pergola.
Look at that. No, but that's so impressive to know that people can have a go at that. I think people do want to have a go more, and I think we live in an age when people want to upcycle things and reuse and work out what's possible without necessarily kind of just buying something in.
Yeah.
I think there's something about that of our age that we're kind of hungry for that connection, which maybe we've lacked.
Yeah, I think using your hands and building something yourself is much more therapeutic.
Some people just get a private jet.
I know. Well,
or just get a private jet and go and visit a garden. But I think, and it's the idea, of course, is that it's for people who are working, who, like most people, only have weekends to attend their garden. Yeah,
the concept behind it is I built that garden just purely based on the weekends. Obviously, Monday to Friday was corporate job. Weekends, I mean, I was kind of family and kids, but I did squeeze some garden time in there.
Well, it's nice.
You gotta focus on yourself a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Be a bit selfish.
Yeah.
So all of the projects in the book are broken down by weekends. This is going to be a 2-weekend job, or this is going to be 4 weekends. So plan accordingly. But anyway,
so clever, and it's such a great idea.
It's okay.
And I think, like I say, your approach to it has been so, I think, very moving, actually. And I know you've talked very openly about friends of yours who've lost to suicide. And I think the importance of what gardening can do for people's mental health is nothing short of profound. It's very, very important.
Yeah, I think I did a piece on the friends that were all sort of similar ages that sadly lost their battle to mental health, and that was their answer. That was their solution to take their own lives. But I mean, if they had found gardening sooner, if they had found sort of a hobby like gardening, something in nature, would it have helped? I guess it's you never know. But I certainly, when you see a lot of green therapy centres popping up now where they prescribe gardening and courses, especially for people that just come out of prison or people with PTSD, and and it does have a major impact,
Yeah.
a major influence on kind of the next chapter of their lives. So
Oh,
this is the ASMR bit.
this
where
is
we
the
get
ASMR bit.
the rain.
Yes, it does seem to. Yeah, I mean,
It's
that's
nice.
it's quite soothing.
It's quite lovely.
I think it's what sometimes people fear being out in the rain. That there's a feeling worrying about getting wet, but actually, once you get a bit wet, it's fine.
It's all good. You just got to go with it, don't you?
Yeah,
Embrace the rain.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Could be a message in itself. But I think that's I think it's so noble that you've talked so openly about that. I think it's really, really impressive, and I think it will help a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so. Well, there's just a stigma, isn't it, about men's mental health and young of our age. I mean, I think it's the biggest killer of men under the age of 45, isn't it? Suicide.
I've heard that. Yes.
So, and I think what we see on social media is just everyone's happy,
Yeah, and
everyone's
perfect
happy live,
and everything
perfect.
Yeah.
It's all sunshine and rainbows. Whereas,
Yeah.
I mean, I went the other way with it, and I posted a lot about my breakdown, which actually looking back in that period is quite triggering content. But I also think it's raw. It's you've got to show the good, the bad, and the ugly with social media.
I think I agree, and
I don't, I lost a lot of engagement and followers as a result of it, but I also gained a lot at the same time from people that were either in that situation or people that wanted to spread the message.
I'm sure people would have found that. I think as well, sometimes with followers, there's a lot of metrics on social media, which I always find frustrating. How many likes do you get? How many followers do you get? Whereas actually you can have maybe a few less, but if they're really with you, then I think that's much better than having a bajillion people following you. Just
if they're there for the journey and they're there for the story and they like everything, it's better to have a condensed, authentic following than a bunch of randoms in, I don't know, different places in the world just liking your stuff.
Just with no kind of engagement.
No.
I agree. I think what you've done is an amazing thing. And I think for me, I always say gardening sits at this epicenter of mental health, of understanding the climate and climate change, and also community. Because I think gardening, one way or another, is an engagement with your community somehow.
Yeah.
Because
it just brings different worlds together, doesn't it?
I agree.
I mean, you love gardening, but you're in
You love
comedy
gardening.
and TV.
Yes.
Yeah. I love gardening and I'm in gardening.
Yes.
But it's just, it brings people together. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. I like that too. And people talk about gardening with each other. And I've always found it a very generous community. People like yourself, but people are very keen to, like at Chelsea, for example, very keen to pass on knowledge. You've got questions they want to answer. It doesn't matter what level. They're never snooty and kind of like, asking me about slugs, how basic. People want to, engage.
Yeah.
And I think gardens are essentially social places.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's interesting, isn't it? You get like a combination of jets, but lovely bird song between.
Yes, in a way they're just big iron birds, aren't they? Big iron birds carrying
That's
billionaires.
a nice concept.
Yeah, billionaires to Biggin Hill Airport.
Oh.
But
Biggin Hill, I did a project in Biggin Hill.
Oh, did you?
Ages ago.
Oh, it's got a very nice garden. Did you work on that garden actually?
Not in what the garden in Biggin
There's
Hill?
a garden there. Oh, you mean just in
the area?
In the area, sorry. There's at the airport. There's the RAF serviceman saluting the sky.
Oh, okay.
And it was at Chelsea, and it is there.
Oh, I should know that, but I don't.
No, you don't need to know every garden that was ever created at Chelsea.
No, this is true. This is very true.
But no, it's not. Yeah, it's very, very nice place there.
Yeah.
It's all quite rural.
Did you enjoy Chelsea this year?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, I always enjoy. Feel very, very privileged. I should add as well. Very privileged to get to go. And I like the container gardens and the balcony gardens the best.
I spent quite a bit of time there this year because I often overlook it. I get distracted by the main avenue.
We all do, yeah.
But there was a few there. I thought it's clever what you can do with a small space.
Yeah,
because I think where I design gardens for a living, the big gardens for me are easy. Like they're a lot easier.
Okay,
because you design a little bit around the house, and then you're essentially working with larger spaces, and I don't get as much enjoyment. Whereas when I design small gardens, you have to think about every square inch of the space.
Yeah, the
You have to think
detail.
about turning circles. You have to think, if I open that door, I'm losing that type of space. How can I maximize all of my verticals and things like that? So I think as a designer, you think a lot more about small spaces, and you have to make the most out of everything.
Yeah, right.
So I think I loved the balcony gardens this year.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
There was one that was made of filing cabinets turned on the side and painted. Did you see that one?
I think was that the St. It wasn't the St. Ives one. No, because there's one. There's one with the seashells, wasn't there?
I think that might have been the St. Ives one.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, are you from St. Ives?" And she said, "No."
Oh, well, there's a mismatch here.
I think she's like St. Ives.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I think it was the same one. It was quite like bold colours.
Orange, lots of oranges and blues. I love that. And she'd used filing cabinets on their side. And I kind of love the idea of using repurposing things.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice thing. And a filing cabinet, if you've got one, they're a right pain in the arse to get rid of. So you may as well turn it into a planter.
You may as well make a feature
out of it.
Bespoke it.
Well, why not? No one else will have one quite like it. Especially if you leave your old bills in there as well.
Yeah. Why not?
So
why not?
I love things like that. And I think there's something about the container and balcony gardens that are attainable in a way that maybe some of the bigger ones aren't so much. But,
I think, definitely. I think with Chelsea, it's amazing to see what can be done.
Of course, yeah, it's very inspiring.
And I'd kind of classify it as arts, really.
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah, right. That sort of haute couture sort of thing,
especially with some of the grand structures that are created. And you're like, wow, that is beautiful and well designed, and rightly so. But yeah, your average Joe isn't gonna put that in their garden necessarily, unless they're coming in from a private jet.
Well, they love it. They just have a runway in their garden, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like all of it. But I feel very privileged to sort of see it all. But I think what is lovely about it is that whilst that is a big event, it does inspire people everywhere to kind of engage with their natural space. And I've got to be in my bonnet about hanging baskets. So I think they could be a thing for everybody.
Hanging
we
baskets.
sort of lost that. People used to have hanging baskets a lot when I was growing up, and now it feels like they don't so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they need to evolve a little bit.
Do you think they need to have a new name?
Maybe they need to just get a bit more pizzazz around them.
Because I think they've been seen as a bit twee.
Yeah.
But you know, like dahlias have come back. Maybe hanging bar. Yeah, what should they be called?
Dahlias came back with a vengeance. Didn't
they were like, you thought we were this old lady.
Yeah.
And
now look at us.
We're fucking everywhere. Terminator. Yeah.
It is true.
Maybe hanging baskets need a rebrand. What should we call them?
Baskets that hang.
Baskets that hang. People like in it.
Something.
I love it.
Something.
I love it.
I don't know. Floaty baskets.
Floaty baskets. That's better.
Something.
Like,
I don't know.
Everyone was like Radio 4. That's boring. What about podcasts? Great.
Wow. There you
just
go.
Like Radio 4. Yeah.
Perfect.
So it needs a podcast version of hanging baskets. Maybe.
Because you see a lot of books about containers, don't you? And container displays and making the most out of your pots.
It's pots. Why do we call them containers? That's such a stupid name.
That's just, exactly.
Pots.
That's Tupperware, isn't it?
Yeah, container is Tupperware, yeah. I don't want somewhere to put old biscuits.
No. Yeah, I don't know why we call it container. In fact, I think of shipping containers, I think of Tupperware. Yes. Like, just call it a pot. And this is why I say in the book, call a spade a spade.
Yeah, right.
Like,
why so this?
Why make it? Why create different?
This is why I say
words when
about
you don't say.
Potash feeds. What is that?
Yeah.
High potash nitrate. What is it? Tomato feed. Yeah. Fine. That's everywhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so we need to think of something. Hanging baskets, vertical.
Hanging baskets.
Yeah. Floaty gardens. Floaty landscaping.
Floaty landscaping. I like that.
Floaty. Yeah. They'd love that. They like landscaping. I feel like landscaping is like someone said to me, how do I sound impressive when I talk to the garden designers? And I said, just throw in planting. So you don't talk about plants. You're like, the planting.
Yeah, just add an ing.
Ing planting.
Yeah, landscaping.
Yeah. Yeah.
And containering.
Hanging basketing.
Just something. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Just add an ing.
Just add an ing. People will love it. Well, Henry, I'm really glad you've written this book because I think it's going to smash through all of that nonsense
and
get everybody into it. And I think it's a lovely book. It's a really beautiful book, but it's also a a very straightforward one to follow, and it covers literally everything, but in a really accessible way. So I think that's a really great thing you've done there. So, well,
and I think it's quite build. I think that's what people didn't quite realise when it came out. That it was going to be quite build orientated. With all of the projects.
The build.
Yeah,
that's another garden.
But it is, building.
Building.
Yeah,
people love building.
Yeah. So
building.
There's lots of projects in there, but there's some very straightforward ones and complicated. So it's a
something for everybody. And you call them projects, which I always think is a fun way of branding something, because it reminds me of like doing a poster at school.
Yeah.
It's like a project. You're doing a project on the Tudors.
Little project.
You're going to build a fountain.
And I always tell people to treat it as like a bit of like a textbook. So take notes in it.
Write in a bit.
Write in it.
Write in it.
Use it.
It's not going
take
back to
it
the
in
library.
The garden.
Unless you have got it from the library.
Throw it around.
Throw it around. Bash it up.
Yeah.
Screw it up. Leave it in the rain. Put it
maybe,
on. Maybe not.
Maybe not. That's a bit brutal.
A bit brutal. It's only a book after all.
I mean, it's a nice book.
It's a beautiful book.
Yeah.
Tips.
Yeah.
Things. It's lovely. It's lovely. Well, drainage. It's great. It's lovely. Henry, thank you very much for coming to the garden. I've really enjoyed having you here on pottering and catching up about everything. I think it's, I'd say, very, very exciting. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. Appreciate it.
Push it.
Thanks for watching today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back with you with more pottering very soon.